Hi, this is Cheryl Peterson from Healing Science Today. I'm going to read a contemporary Christian Science Bible study from The Message, copyright by Eugene Peterson, and from 21st Century Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, a modern version of Mary Baker Eddy's Science and Health. Subject, medicine. Golden text is from 1 Peter. It is God's will that by doing good you might cure the ignorance of the fools who think you're a danger to society. Jeremiah. God's messages through the prophet Jeremiah regarding the godless nations. The message to Egypt and the army of Pharaoh, Necho, king of Egypt, at the time. It was defeated by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, while camped at Carchemish on the Euphrates River in the 4th year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah. Present arms, march to the front, harness the horses, up in the saddles, battle formation, helmets on, spears sharpened, armor in place. But what's this I see? They're scared out of their wits. They break ranks and run for cover. Their soldiers panic. They run this way and that, stampeding blindly. It's total chaos, total confusion, danger everywhere. God's decree. 21st Century Science and Health. The theology of divine science includes healing the sick. The ancient Christians were healers. Jesus taught, lived, and proved a scientific healing faith. Why has this living faith been lost? Compassionate, unobtrusive, intelligent healing is lost because our systems of religion are governed more or less by our systems of material medicine. The first idolatry was faith in matter. Society, advertisements, pharmaceutical companies, and the schools have made faith in drugs the fashion rather than faith in God. By trusting matter to destroy its own disorder, health and harmony has been sacrificed. Temporal systems are barren of the vitality of spiritual power, by which physical sense is made the servant of science and religion becomes Christ-like. Material medicine substitutes drugs for the power of God, and the might of mind goes unnoticed. Intellectualism clings to the person of Jesus for salvation instead of divine principle, and the curing power of God is silenced. Truth deprives drugs of their imaginary power and clothes spirit with supremacy. Jeremiah. God's messages through the prophet Jeremiah regarding the godless nations. Who is this like the Nile in flood? Like its streams, torrential? Why, it's Egypt, like the Nile in flood, like its streams, torrential, saying, I'll take over the world. I'll wipe out cities and peoples. Run, horses, roll, chariots, advance, soldiers, from Cush and put with your shields. Soldiers from Lud, experts with bow and arrow. But it's not your day. It's the Master's, me, God of the angel armies, the day when I have it out with my enemies, the day when sword puts an end to my enemies, when sword exacts vengeance. I, the Master, God of the angel armies, will pile them on an altar, a huge sacrifice, in the great north country, along the mighty Euphrates. O virgin daughter of Egypt, climb into the mountains of Gilead, get healing balm. You will vainly collect medicines, for nothing will be able to cure what ails you. 21st Century Science and Health. Is the medicine of humankind a science or a cluster of theoretical human speculations? The prescription, which succeeds in one instance but fails in another, is due to the different mental states of the patient. Only in divine science can these mindsets be explained and comprehended. The power of mind excels the power of drugs in the cure of disease. Mind's rule and its perfection of operation never vary in science. If you fail to succeed in any case, it is because you have not demonstrated the life of Christ, truth, more in your own life. The more excellent way in every case is following the rule and proving the principle of divine science. Revelation. Write to Laodicea, to the angel of the church, God's, yes, the faithful and accurate witness, the first of God's creation, says, I know you inside and out, and find little to my liking. You're not cold, you're not hot. Far better to be either cold or hot. You're stale, you're stagnant. You make me want to vomit. You brag, I'm rich, I've got it made. I need nothing from anyone. Oblivious that in fact you're a pitiful blind beggar, threadbare and homeless. Here's what I want you to do. Buy your gold from me, gold that's been through the refiner's fire. Then you'll be rich. Buy your clothes from me, clothes designed in heaven. You've gone around half naked long enough. And buy medicine for your eyes from me so you can see, really see. The people I love, I call to account, prod and correct and guide, so that they'll live at their best. Up on your feet then, about face, run after God. 21st Century Science and Health. The substance of medicine is being transferred from matter to mind. The key is distinguishing between human mind and divine mind. There are many self-help books on the market that assist us in yielding to a higher power. However, mind cures or mental medicines that operate through human mind or the earth's energy are as limited as conventional medicine. The system of divine science is purely mental. We must embrace spiritual mind with its power to cure. God, love, mind is the healing factor. Christian Science rests on the conception of God as the only life, substance, intelligence, and the only factor in the healing work. 1 Timothy. If anyone falls into sin, call that person on the carpet. Those who are inclined that way will know right off they can't get by with it. God and Jesus and angels all back me up in these instructions. Carry them out without favoritism, without taking sides. Don't appoint people to church leadership positions too hastily. If a person is involved in some serious sins, you don't want to become an unwitting accomplice. If in any event, keep a close check on yourself. And don't worry too much about what the critics will say. Go ahead and drink a little wine, for instance. It's good for your digestion, good medicine for what ails you. The sins of some people are blatant and march them right into court. The sins of others don't show up until much later. The same with good deeds. Some you see right off, but none are hidden forever. 21st Century Science and Health. Civilization and science stand strong on the side of justice and encourage the elimination of discrimination. However, every time an effort is made to remedy unfairness, we must make sure that that effort doesn't encourage difficulties of greater magnitude somewhere else. Higher aims and motives, as well as improved mental character, must be considered as the feasible and rational means of progress. Willing the sick to recover is not the metaphysical practice of divine science, but is mesmerism through and through, and intrudes on the rights of humanity. Human willfulness breeds evil continually and is not a factor in the realism of being. Truth, not the willful flesh or fearful will, is the divine power which says to disease, quiet, be still. Old school thinking still opposes Christian Science because spiritual science wars with conservatism and physical science. even as truth wars with error. Ignorance, arrogance, or prejudice closes the door to whatever is not stereotyped. When the science of being is universally understood, every person will be their own physician, and truth will be the universal remedy, even as truth removes error. Recovery is a struggle, not between material methods, but between human minds and spiritual mind. It makes no difference what temporal method a patient may adopt, whether it is a faith in drugs or counseling, or a trust in physical therapy, Reiki, or a reliance on time. The victory will be on the patient's side only as spiritual mind, through Christ, truth, subdues the human belief in disease. Scientific healing has this advantage over other methods, that in it, truth controls error. Matthew. All Jesus did that day was tell stories, a long storytelling afternoon. His storytelling fulfilled the prophecy. I will open my mouth and tell stories. I will bring out into the open things hidden since the world's first day. 21st Century Science and Health. Which was first, mind or medicine? If mind was first and self-existent, then mind, not matter, was the first medicine. God, being all in all, made medicine, but that medicine was mind. Medicine can't be physical particles because measurable units depart from the nature and character of intelligence. God. Truth is God's remedy for error of every kind, and truth destroys only what is untrue. Today, as yesterday, Christ drives out the errors of evil and heals the sick. The infinite truth of the Christ cure has come to this age through a gentle whisper. The beneficial effects of spirituality accelerate and develop through silent communications and divine anointing.